So I want to give you a walkthrough of a job we just completed that's got just about every type of service that we offer on it. And the job started off to do the work for this house right here. And what we were doing was a retaining wall, fixing a lot of drainage, clearing out the backyard, irrigation system, sod, pavers, landscape lighting, fencing, and I'm not sure if I left something out there, but that's kind of just about everything that we do. So we started off working here. About day 2 into the project, the neighbor, this house back here, came over and talked to us and said, listen, we've been getting bids on our backyard for 5 years. They had huge drainage problems. If you can see, all this is uphill. So basically the water came down from that area and just washed out the whole backyard. There was no sod, it was all weeds, all overgrown. All that water came downhill into this property. And I'll kind of give you an idea of what this property looks like here. So this big natural area. So where I'm standing, I mean, this was just no backyard. It was all completely down to bare dirt, lots of channeling where all the water had flowed into the property. So our job was to fix all of that, beautify it. And as I said, this neighbor came over and said, you know, hey, what can you do for us? So we offered them a really good price. We came in here and we said, we'll do your backyard as well, and turned this project here, which was going to be about a 4 to 5 day project, into 2 projects, which we have been on this job now. Today is day 7, I believe. So 7 days we've done both properties, and it's just been an amazing project for us. It's been profitable. It's been the homeowners have been great to work with. So let me kind of walk you through what we've got here. This is a 48-foot by 12-foot concrete slab, and what we've done is we've extended it onto their existing patio. So they wanted to make their concrete patio larger. So here is the existing section, here is the new section. As most of you know, I tend to over-engineer things, so every 5 feet along the length of this concrete, we've put it drilled in rebar into the existing concrete. We've put number 57 stone underneath this new pad to help reinforce it as well. This concrete is in the backyard, so we hired a line pump to come in and pump this concrete to the back. We had the whole thing poured probably in 2 hours from the time that the concrete truck started filling up the line pump, which made it super easy. And then of course, we had to spend another several hours finishing everything off, but it was about a half a day job. Not too bad. We're going to be putting a fence from here to here. So I mentioned that there was some fencing on the job, not a huge portion of the project, but we're going to add a gate in here when it's all done. We've sodded. There's I don't know, about 4,000 square feet, 3,500 square feet or so of sod throughout this backyard. And again, this was just a mess when we got here. Lots of drainage problems, so we've graded everything out. We extended this backyard, really nearly doubled it in size. So one other cool area that I want to show you here is this retaining wall behind me. Let me walk you over here so you can get a good shot of what that looks like. This is an Allen block retaining wall. Each unit 18 inches wide, 8 inches tall, and we've got straight face design. We've got geogrid in the back. There's number 57 stone behind the whole wall, French drain pipe at the bottom, and so this was designed to help stop all this water that was kind of flowing, and you can imagine that this was really just sloping off here when we got started. So behind this wall, as we move up toward the back of this property, we have the main portion of what is capturing our drainage water, and that is this dry creek bed. So again, you can see all these properties are sloped downhill from each other. As the water comes down, it's going to get captured in this dry, let me put my hat down. It's going to get captured in this dry creek bed and flow through here. We've made it a lot wider here as it rounds this corner, makes almost a 90-degree turn, and then discharges out into this back natural area where it's out and away from the property. Now, this is our last day on the project. Last night we had tremendous amount of rain, and I was thinking about this project because that's what contractors do when we've just put in new drainage. We tend to fall asleep and we hear the rain and we start thinking of all our drainage customers, and I knew it would work great, but it was great to come out here this morning and see that this thing performed beautifully. So we have absolutely zero issue. All the drainage is confirmed to be working, so I feel great about that. Again, coming down in between the 2 houses. Now remember, this was all dirt, so we weren't even going to do anything with it. So half of this was intended to be beautiful, and then the other half was going to look kind of awful. But since this homeowner allowed us to do the work on their house, everything here just flows together very, very nicely. And then kind of one of the finishing touches, and I mentioned that we had landscape lighting, so we're going to have 7 path lights that are going to line the side of this house, low voltage LED path lights. Those are going to be going in the first part of next week, so that'll be really the last thing, and that was just added to the job today. So we're going to be wrapping up the paver. So we have this paver walkway, about 42 inches wide, roughly 3.5 feet or so wide. This is a Belgard Holland stone paver pathway. We've got it in a herringbone pattern. We have 1 brick length long, the 8-inch length running lengthwise, and that's called a sailor course. If this was turned 90 degrees perpendicular where you see the edges on the 4-inch side, that would be called a soldier course. Sailor course, long ways, soldier course, short way, running perpendicular. On these narrow paths, I tend to use a sailor course because it takes up less distance. I love the herringbone pattern. It's real easy to install too, because you can see that we have exactly half brick cuts to make going down. So we'll make these half brick cuts in about an hour and a half, and we'll just pop the bricks in when we're going to finish it with a polymeric joint sand, as we do pretty much 100% on all of our paver work. And I'll give you one last glimpse into the neighbor's backyard. So this was the neighbor's house that we decided to work on. We wanted to keep the budget down a little bit, so underneath their deck area, we've installed decorative egg rock. We've got about 10 cubic yards of decorative egg rock. Underneath this egg rock, we installed a geotextile filter fabric because we don't want to have a lot of weeds growing up through this egg rock. We also don't want the dirt that's below to migrate in with this stone, so 6 months from now they just kind of have this dirt and stone slurry. We wanted to keep those layers separate, so you won't have weeds, or you'll have very few weeds, and these two materials are not going to combine with each other, and it's going to stay clean a lot longer for a longer period of time. So that's our project. 2 houses in one shot, a week's worth of work, profitable, fun, and entertaining and educational. So have fun with it, and enjoy your next project. Thanks.